All right, this one is personal, and look, this is not like Locked On sanctioned or anything, but dude, the whole family from BYU to Baylor to TCU to Cincinnati, like we need help. Landon, my brother, dude is just
Big
salt
fan.
of the earth,
Big fan.
20 years old, and a couple of years ago, contracted. He got strep throat or the flu or some sort of infection, and it triggered this word called PANDAS. PANDAS and PANDAS. This is wild. Let me give you a little lesson here. So our family is asking for, whether it's prayers, help, a neurologist, something to figure out what those letters mean. Like my dad, it's one of the saddest things possible. I'll show you, Landon, if you're watching on the YouTube. Dude loves to fish. Great guy. Look at that guy smile, man.
That's awesome.
Dude's rock. So we've been battling this for 3 or 4 years now, and it's crushing my parents. And I know it is. My dad sent a message at midnight, and he's got his old college buddies group chat that I snuck into somehow. And he's like, guys, like we're out of options, and if it gets worse, this is a neurological disease. So if it gets worse, we kind of lose Landon forever. And I mean, for me, seeing that text, like, dang, like that it makes it real. They've been in the hospital the last 3 weeks. They've been in the hospital off and on for 3 years with a neurological disease. He was diagnosed with autism at a young age, so he's always dealt with that. Always been a little bit outside of the typical crowd, but beloved by all. And then with this PANS, so it stands for Pediatric Acute-onset Neuropsychiatric Syndrome. And effectively what it is, according to the Google and my mother, who's trying to explain all this to me in briefly, is linked to a strep infection or any infection, and like a flu or a COVID. And when he contracts these, which usually all of us do once a year, you get the flu or COVID or something. When he contracts it, it goes immediately to his brain. And instead of the white blood cells attacking the disease, they attack his brain, immediately inflames. And from there, it creates this like psychosis, this out of body thing. And so I've been in the room, whether it's like anxiety, tics, behavioral changes, those are all listed there. But like he'll go from being like the happy guy that you've met and been around to looking kind of through you, and he'll go, "Where's my brother?" Like, "Oh, dude, that's me. Like, I'm right here. We're good to go." And you just can't. Like you can't get them back, right? Yeah. So it's this endless rounds of treatment, IVIG or plasma transfers, all kinds of really invasive stuff, steroids that he's fought with for 3 years, and that comes with lack of sleep and weight gain and just this. It ruins your body, but it's everything that we've tried to do to ensure that this 20-year-old. Who formerly was this, he had autism, but happiest guy in the world, played he was so good at Special Olympics baseball, they made him stop to play with the big boys. And he was the most feared pitcher in the world. And so that to see that guy go into a state where now for my parents, they've of the last year, they've spent just a few days with the real Landon. And the rest of that has been fighting this really aggressive neurological disease. The doctors in Arkansas have I'm just show you the picture again. He's a good dude, right? Loves to fish. It's his favorite thing in the world is to fish. Doctors in Arkansas have lost answers. Now, and that's kind people, but it's not saying a lot, right? There's other places we could go. Mm-hmm. But we've been told, our family's been told that the Mayo Clinic doesn't recognize PANS or PANDAS really as a thing. So there are certain neurological doctors, neurologists, I think that's the word they use for those, who just say, hey, we're not even going to open this book because we don't believe it's a thing. And they're like, okay, well, what is the issue? And they don't have an answer. So in essence, for us, it's like, hey, I don't want to use my platform for something that is, sob story negative or attention. But I do we need help. There comes a time where it's just, okay, we need help. This is the avenue that I'd love to use because we're out of options. We're out of answers. My family called. They're like, hey, whoever anybody can they help us? So whether you're a neurologist yourself or know somebody or have been through this, it's funny. I know I'm kind of monologuing a bit here. But Lila plays, my sister plays softball for Baylor. And the head coach of Baylor, Glenn Moore, his family went through something similar with a member of their family who went from completely normal, athletic, happy-go-lucky to one day just, would sleepwalk out of the house and down the street and say the demons are here, right? Because it's this new thing and I guess newly diagnosed thing. We know a collegiate softball player who won a national championship, friend of the family, same thing. Wakes up as a collegiate athlete one day and just says, it has these incredible demonic thoughts that are all linked back to brain inflammation that come from these viral diseases. So we have met people who've been through this, and we just need help. And so I do believe also, I want to let you know, this podcast is monetized. I make money off this. Every cent from this episode, this segment, this piece will be donated. I don't need any money from this at all. I don't want any money from this at all. I think that'd be a grift that goes far beyond any. I'm just looking for help. A piece of this, like, again, Landon, again, can wax poetic a bit about him. You've always been so good to him. But a piece of this is what I think the Big 12 is about. The Big 12 fan bases are about whether you're a Utah fan who hates my tweets or wants me dead, or a Cincinnati fan who's wondering why I don't talk more about Cincinnati. I think this is a moment where the Big 12 fans show why the Big 12 is special.
Yeah, and like you keep saying that I know Landon, and I do, and I love Landon. He's awesome. The whole family is freaking awesome. But I think what this also should be is like, any of you listening, like, you guys know Landon. You know the Tolls. Yeah. They're your family down the street. Like, they are the people you went to school with. Like, these are the most, in the best way possible, these are the most regular American people that are extraordinary because they're awesome. And they just need some help, just some direction. And this is why this is good that we're now a 4 time zone conference here in 4 time zone, 3 time zone, something 3 time zone, at least, conference in the Big 12 of, like, somewhere there is more. There are more resources. There is somewhere, whether that's in Orlando or in Provo or in Cincinnati or Morgantown, somewhere there are more resources that can help your family. And really, the way you guys should be thinking about it is helping this family that these people that we all know a Landon. It's really sick if you know the actual Landon. He's awesome, but and I know this is why it's so frustrating for your family too, is there are answers out there somewhere. We just got to find them. That's what this is, right? You're not asking for money here. Like, you're just asking, and any direction would help, like, seriously.
So if you're sitting there thinking, maybe you are in Morgantown, you're like, I don't know a neurologist. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where to go with this. We certainly are the praying type, and my mom and dad, that is the number one thing that keeps them going, is that faith. And so whether you are, the praying type, so this is a good little, I'll dox that they love French bulldogs too, for some reason. It's like it's the worst dog breed in the world. Like, the dogs can't breathe physically.
It's tough. Yeah.
They can't breathe at all. But they love French bulldogs. And so they've all hung out with him a ton. They plan to go, to any clinic anywhere to find some surgeon, some doctor, somebody that can look at Landon and have answers. And the folks in Arkansas have done a great job, but they've exhausted their what they can do. So from this, prayer number one for those guys. That's what mom and dad were asking for me. It's like, hey, if anybody has information, great. If they don't, awesome. If we had thousands of people just praying, that's just as good for them. And on the other side of that, I personally, this is a me thing. I promise you, this is the truth. I don't read the YouTube comments most of the time. They are a place where things fester. Yeah. My mom does. So every time that somebody's in there and they're like, wow, Drake looks really ugly today, she sees that. She sees all of those. And I can guarantee you, whether it's a show about UCF from 3 months ago or this show, she is reading every single one of the comments because it's what she does with her free time. So that's probably the best way. Like, she's in the comments right now, scrolling through, looking for something and anything, yes. And positive or negative. So if you know anything, I mean, reach out to me, obviously, via direct message if you can. But also the YouTube comments are a great place. Drop an email, drop information, drop something in the YouTube comments where my mom can scroll through there while she's in the hospital sitting next to him and just figure out something or have some sort of hope or a message of hope would be awesome. So thanks for doing this with me. People, they complain sometimes, like, oh, the Baylor guy with his green colored glasses for the power ranking show every week. But we've done shows together for 4 or 5 years now. And
yeah,
we've had many a beer together as well. Like this.
Had a seltzer, maybe some
natural things from the ground.
Yeah. Some multivitamins.
At some level, yeah, it transcends sports and moments like this. And again, you've been great with Landon. So thanks for doing this with me. I know it's a weird spot for you to be in, but this is kind of you.
But dude, if I could do more or I will try and do more. But like, if I could have done more for this segment, I would have.
Isn't your fiance a doctor?
She is a doctor.
Hold the phone, everybody. Everybody stop.
Not that kind of doctor, or else. But I'll see. I'll see, man. I'll see what she can plug away at. We're right down the street from Harvard. I might just stand out there with a sign or something.
You wouldn't be the only one. You wouldn't be alone. You would probably fit right in, actually.
Yeah.
Just get lost in you here protesting.
But on the real, the tolls are awesome. And for those who are still listening, that are still listening that aren't Drake Toll fans, let me just tell you, Drake's the worst one of the bunch. Okay,
the rest of them
valid too. Top notch. It's like watching New Girl, and you're like, wow, the main character Jess there, she's really annoying, but like everybody else is awesome. That's kind of the Toll family.
I don't know what any of that means, but it's certainly.
See it. It's a good show, man. But awesome family, awesome Landon, and they just, I'm feeling for them, man. And you said it. This is an ordeal that you've also kept quiet about for a long time.
Yeah.
This is not like, hey, not that makes it any worse, but like, hey, this thing happened last week. That this has been a long, long struggle for the Toll family, who are like the best people that you know, and it is unfair, but anything will help at this point.
No doubt, 100%. That is Cameron Stewart at Real Cam Stewart on the Twitter app. This has been It Always Will Be. Thank you all for enduring 8 minutes of what wasn't sports, but something that we need help. This has been It Always Will Be. Locked On. Thanks for making our shows your first listen every single day. It's Baylor and Dose Grande.